And
Very
you should
well.
contradict finished preparations because the body ain't the...
Mm-hmm.
And also the
After
liver.
Abraham's disturbance, I completed the embalming to the best of my humble abilities.
Contradict. That body is unfinished and there's organs outside of it unless there's someone else's organs. It would be
It's the table.
Miriam's. What's this one? Oh, this one, yes. Present. Lies unmasked. The body on the embalming table has a clear incision that remains unsealed. How could you possibly claim that it was ready for burial? Sister Ada, I truly tried my best, but I could not finish the preparations in time. Why? Because you were too distracted gnawing on human livers. Just fess up. For you see, I misplaced my surgical tool. Oh, interesting. This is a twist. The surgical tool we found was in the main area, though, wasn't it? It wasn't in the back, was it?
Or was it the grass outside?
It was in the grass outside, you're right. So she could have still used it and just dropped it in her haste. For you see, I misplaced my surgical tool. I searched all over the mortuary for it, but I could not find it anywhere. But let's see what else she has in her mind. Unveil your secrets. Carnivore.
Ripes.
Wait. She doesn't eat vegetables? How could she be alive at this point? Okay, so she looked for the multi-tool.
After Abraham left, I noticed that my multi-tool wasn't in my pocket. I searched all over the mortuary for it, but it was missing.
It wasn't in the mortuary. That seems improbable. It seems improbable because you shouldn't have left the mortuary with it. Don't you agree? Why would anyone have to take that outside the mortuary?
Mm-hmm.
I thought the same, but I searched everywhere inside. It's just not here somehow. So she tried to finish the embalming.
I did what I could without making new incisions, but that made things slower and messier. I'm not pleased with the results.
How did you hope to finish the embalming without your tool? I started pulling the organs out with my hands and sealing the incisions with bandages. Oh, so at the same time, she pulling out organs
ridiculous.
with your pulling out organs with your hands.
They're still connected, like.
Yeah, it wouldn't result in the amount of damage that she had done to the liver.
Ripes.
Oh. Should I
Keep going. She has more to say.
Oh, okay, sure. I started pulling out the organs with my hands, blah, 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 bandages. It seemed better than sitting on my hands. I have a reputation to protect. All right, well, how about... Should I...
Contradict with liver?
Well, actually, I should ask her about the liver. We haven't asked her about any of these.
Yeah, I was
actually.
trying to tell you
Let's
earlier.
ask her about the liver. That's Mother Miriam's embalmed liver. Really? It seems rather deformed. What happened to it? My apologies, Sister Ada. I must have mishandled it. Organs are very delicate, you know. Due to the disturbance today, I haven't been able to focus properly. Really now? How about her multi-tool? I found your multi-tool, Nerissa. I am truly grateful, Sister Ada. Where did you find this? It was lying in the grass near the rear staircase. Impossible! Unless someone else had stolen it. Surely Abraham couldn't do such a thing. Abraham, you say? Muddy footprints. I apologize for the filth. Normally the mortuary is kept pristine, I assure you, but today is hardly a normal day. Yes, but why was it depositing the liver on the shelf? Okay, what other things to ask about? Graveyard schedule. This is a smaller branch in the cemetery, a quieter space for more wealthy patrons. There were no other burials scheduled for today, or even this week. The bouquet. I prepare these for visitors to the cemetery. You would be surprised at how often people forget to bring anything to honor their loved ones. Let's ask about the family plot. Abraham takes extra care in maintaining that grave. I often spot him standing over it. May Saint Walpurga watch over all of us today. Aether scanner? A scanner? I don't use anything like that for my work. Let's ask her about... I mean, if she's a mortician, she should know about the body. Can we perform an autopsy on the victim's body, Nerissa? I have your multi-tool here. Is this truly necessary, Sister Ada? The victim's cause of death is quite clearly from having his throat slit, and not from the scar tissue on his stomach where his internal organs may have been extracted for my own consumption.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm kidding. Okay, onwards. There is something peculiar about that abnormal... no, not abnormal, but it still works. Abdominal scar. Let's reopen it and see what lies within. As you wish, sister. Please, give me a moment. There. It's ready. Good. Let us have a closer look. What's this? His liver. It's loose. It's not attached to the rest of his organs at all.
Wait, did she swap the livers?
Either she swapped the livers, or she had already gnawed on Miriam's liver, realized that it wasn't any good, and she went out to get a fresh one but was interrupted. Or couldn't finish taking it. You know what I mean? Or it could be a swap. You're right. I mean, I don't know how much these people drink, but could you tell a child's liver from an adult liver? I mean, that might work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we have the strange liver. Found in the victim's body, detached from the rest of the organs. The liver is drained of blood and covered in some sort of chemical. So, right, his liver is the one that's been gnawed on the shelf.
Yep.
It's an embalmed liver. You can tell by the patchy coloring. But I have no idea why it would be in the victim's body when he had only just died. Can I contradict with the real liver?
Yeah, sure.
I don't...
Well, you could also contradict with the look for multi-tool and present multi-tool.
After Abraham left, I noticed that my multi-tool wasn't in my pocket. I searched all over the mortuary for it, but it was missing.
I searched all over the mortuary. That means that she just didn't go outside the walls.
Mm-hmm. Well, contradict.
You want me to contradict it?
Yeah. Give it a shot.
It looks like we can't contradict any of what she said right now.
Yeah, you can. Contradict.
Contradict?
Yeah. No. Shell.
Hmm?
Okay, the way it works is whatever thing you currently have selected, you are currently contradicting. So you are currently in contradict mode.
Okay, but I can't choose it.
Because you already chose it, Shell. You're on look for multi-tool.
A look for multi-tool?
Yeah.
So...
Now you have to go to contradict.
Yes, but it blocks it off.
Correct, because you have currently selected contradict. It's blocked off because you are currently contradicting it.
Wander, I think this is not the way it works.
Yes, it is!
Okay, but you want me to contradict it, right?
Yes!
Yes.
And then it blocks it off because you are currently in contradict mode.
I have to contradict it with evidence, though.
Or one of the other time points. So, you can that's why all of those are still available, but hers are blocked off.
Right, so what did you want me to do? The liver?
Look for multi-tool.
Multi-tool?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah, she's just saying she had difficulty. It's
so
because
it
she didn't leave the mortuary. So the question would be, why didn't she notice that the livers were switched? try to finish the embalming.
Yeah.
Let's contradict her here.
With either of the other livers.
I'll do the bloody liver.
Messier. I'm not pleased with the results.
I don't think that contradicts what I said.
Try the other one.
No, I suppose, unfortunately, it doesn't work there.
Yeah, so we might have to go talk to other people before we can come back to her.
Mm-hmm. Take Isaac to the exit. Yeah, none of these work. Looking for the multi-tool, trying to finish the embalming. So she really didn't notice the strange liver and stuff. Carnivore. Crown Nurse's Sanctum. She enjoys exotic cuts of meat, especially fresh entrails and organs. Oh, we can ask about this, actually. Perhaps I enjoy meat too much. But everyone has a soft spot for something, don't they? Do they? Famine survivor. Without faith, I could never have persevered through those days. I am ever grateful to Ein Sof and the kind souls of our church. Really now? Interesting. Well, it looks like... Take Isaac to the exit, show the bouquet. Yeah, it looks like we will have to leave for the time being, but we should definitely ask Abraham now that we've done the full circle.
Yep.
We should ask Abraham about his whereabouts. Thank you for your testimony. I still think you are eating people. All right, let's go over here to Abraham. And let's ask him about the strange liver.
Whatever that is embalmed already. The chemical smells always around the mortuary. You should actually contradict 10 bushes.
Tend the bushes.
I spent the early afternoon tending to the bushes by the mortuary.
Contradict it with the...
Talk to Abraham.
He talked with Nerissa. Lies unmasked. You might trim the hedges most days, but you didn't today, did you? Instead, Nerissa asked you to dig a grave for the funeral.
That's true. Normal part of my job. I shouldn't have lied about it. I know. I was worried if I told you the truth. I thought you might think I killed the boy, but I didn't.
When you lied to me, you veiled the truth from the eye of Ein Sof. Speak the truth now. There is no room for error in this investigation.
Oh, here's an interesting thing. What if there's actually 2 daemons involved?
I mean, it could be.
Wrath,
they could be working in concert with one
wrath
another.
and gluttony. Maybe there's only 3 cases in this game. I know. Fine, I dug the grave for the funeral, just doing my job, but it was empty when I left it.
Oh, and now we have, look, his whole line of events has been exposed.
Nerissa told me there'd be an urgent funeral in the evening. I'm not usually told who it's for.
So you didn't know that the grave was for Mother Miriam?
No, I didn't ask who it was for. I never do. Doesn't change how deep the hole needs to be.
So I picked up the shovel and went down to the rear plot to dig a new grave.
You didn't run into anyone on your way to the grave?
Nope, no one passed by me.
The ground was hard. Took me some time to dig that hole.
So the grave was dug this afternoon?
Yes, I was surprised by the short notice. Usually I'm told the day before.
I took a long break while digging. It's within my rights. There wasn't anyone else around, so it was nice and peaceful.
You're certain that no one was around?
There wasn't anybody. It was just me.
Then I got back to it and finished digging the grave.
So the grave was dug this afternoon?
Yes, I was surprised by the short notice.
Oh wait, he has something going on.
He does? Every time you unmask a lie, you learn more about them.
Integrity.
Interesting.
Found in Abraham's sanctum, he values honesty and sincerity. He genuinely loathes lying and tries to escape accusation. Yeah. Let's see.
I regret lying. I'm an honest person. But I felt like I had to defend myself somehow from being accused.
Okay. That makes sense.
When the grave was ready, I walked back to the mortuary to let Nerissa know.
Did you run into anyone? Yeah, because wouldn't it be about this time that Isaac was exiting?
Yep.
He would have walked right past him.
Yeah, so this is probably evidence to go back to Nerissa and contradict her, but you can try the reverse. Nope, no one passed by me. So contradict this one.
Yeah, contradict it with taking Isaac to the exit. Conflict revealed. This isn't a mask like a lie. This one's just a contradiction.
On my family's honor, I swear that I saw no one while digging the grave. I certainly didn't see Nerissa or the boy come through.
Interesting. Wait, why did the take a break? Despite conflict with other testimonies or evidence, the suspect insists that the following is true. Oh, but we were doing this to...
When the grave was ready, I
Try-
walked back to the
Try it here.
mortuary to let Nerissa know.
Maybe it was just the wrong one. We couldn't...
Okay, so I think the point is take a break is the beginning with the take Isaac to exit. Because the start of take Isaac to the exit is where the take a break is. That's why the conflict is there.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to later.
Okay, so he was at the benches. Did he... Let's ask him if he saw Augustine strolling around.
Sure.
Oh, no.
You're on contradict.
Yeah, sorry.
So just ask him about it.
I will ask him about the stroll.
You might as well ask him about all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he was. That was elsewhere at the time. Try the admire statue. Or, no, you have to move further.
Further
walked
down
through
this.
The mortuary,
Oh,
then headed
maybe
downhill
not.
towards the benches.
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe he was elsewhere at the time, but he was heading... Oh, resting at the bench.
I spent the remainder of the afternoon resting on a bench.
Now you try it.
Now I try it.
Okay, try contradicting resting on a bench. Using stroll.
Stroll.
Nope.
No, I think we have to contradict Augustine.
Yeah.
Or something else, or...
Who knows?
Okay. Anything else that we can use? Let's pause this. So, he was heading to the grave when she was greeting Isaac. That's understandable. Digging
So
the
why
grave.
don't you go back to Nerissa and dispute the whole take Isaac to exit thing? Because I bet that's how we get some kind of chink in Augustine's testimony.
I would like specificity for... I just want to know, was he on that bench when Augustine was strolling about?
I think we need to get further into Augustine's testimony, because his is too vague. So, if we go to take Isaac to exit, she will be clearer about what she did and where Isaac went, which probably means Augustine was actually elsewhere doing something else. So, go contradict her instead.
Okay, sure. Are we just going to Nerissa?
I did what I could without making new
So,
incisions.
take Isaac to exit.
But that made things... Then the boy asked to be taken to the
Sorry
rear
if I sound
field
extra
before
grumpy.
the funeral. So
This
I
is
let him out the
actually
exit.
hard to see.
Oh. Okay, so let's contradict this because
With take a break.
Abraham was headed to the mortuary and
Take a
saw
break.
no one.
Take a break.
Wait, what?
Take a break. He said he didn't see anybody. Wasn't anyone else around.
Conflict revealed. I don't know why Abraham would lie, but the victim left through that door. I swear, I saw it myself. So they're both in conflict with each other. One of them is lying. Then what can we do with this? We have to prove one way or the other. Tried to finish the embalming.
You might also want to try using the muddy footprints as a contradiction.
Oh, for the why everything was clean?
For looking for the multi-tool, maybe?
Looking for the
After
multi-tool?
Abraham left, I noticed that my
I don't know.
multi-tool wasn't in my pocket. I searched all over the mortuary for it, but it was...
Lies unmasked.
Yep.
She was outside. Explain these muddy footprints, Nerissa. They indicate that someone left and then returned to the mortuary during the rain. Given that Father Augustine remained outside, and that Abraham left before the rain, these must be your footprints.
I'm surprised we don't have the rain as evidence.
Yeah, that's true too.
Because,
I think that's all in the timeline, though.
yeah, I was just thinking that would be very good evidence for contradicting Abraham taking a break on the benches, because why the heck would you sit on benches for
While it's
the
raining.
rest of the afternoon while it's raining?
Yep. I'm sorry, Sister Ada, for the lies and for the filth. I can't wait to clean it up. I admit that I did step outside briefly to search for the multi-tool, but since it was raining, I couldn't find anything, so the embalming remains sadly unfinished. Did she amend her search outside?
She's got a new thing.
And she has a new layer. Let's get to the inner walls of that sink. Cannibal! Yep. At this point, can't we just accuse her?
Probably.
I just feel bad because Augustine we've barely even talked to. It's a terrible tendency of mine, but it's harmless, I assure you. What is this? I assume that this is one of the worst things you could do in this future society. I hope Ada just doesn't brush it off as, those are your own vices. Don't worry, Nerissa. Like, really?
Yeah.
I bet her explanation for it would be, those bodies, they'd get doused in chemicals and they'd rot beneath the earth for the next few centuries. They wouldn't be put to good use. No, I give them purpose. I nourish myself with their flesh. Do you know what I know?
Yep.
This is what she's definitely going to say. It's harmless, I assure you. I only nibble at the entrails that no one would want.
Gross. Well, I guess you can't specifically contradict that one. Well.
Tried to finish the
I did
embalming.
what I could without making new incisions.
I mean,
but that made
Or-
things
It's the
slower
search
and
outside.
messier.
I know.
I'm not pleased with the results.
Well, can't I just show her
you
the
should
nibbled,
ask her about search outside.
nibbled
Shell.
on bloody liver? I should ask her, but I want to ask on the nibbled on bloody liver, now that we've gotten that out of her. Oh. Oh no, she's doing that some other Miriam's. Must have mishandled it. Wait, so we really can't, after she just confessed to being a cannibal, we couldn't ask her about that?
Probably
I was
not.
desperate to find the tool to finish my work. I tried searching outside, but I couldn't find anything in the rain.
Why would you assume that it would be outside? I suppose I panicked. I thought that it may have rolled outside when the door was open. Really? Really? You expect us to believe
I feel like you
this?
might be able to contradict that one with muddy footprints, the multi-tool itself, or even the body. Or one of the livers. I don't know. Here, I will be back. You can try those. Once again, I'm just going to be in and out today.
Yeah, what? This all just... It'd be weird if this was one of those double situations where one person killed the boy and then the other person ate bits. All I know is that the two organs were switched. But why? Did she really hope that during the investigation they'd be like, oh yeah, this guy has all his organs. No foul play here other than the slit throat. Maybe they were thinking that was just going to be the cause of death, so that's a way for them to get a fresh liver. But then that begs the question why she didn't eat Miriam's liver when Miriam's liver was fresh. That would just be so weird.
I did what I could without making new incisions, but that made things slower and messier. I'm not pleased with the results.
Yeah, those footprints. She was the one out in the rain.
I was desperate to find the tool to finish my work. I tried searching outside, but I couldn't find anything in the...
No, she's just going to tell us thank you for finding it. Try to finish the embalming. Corroboration. Physicality. We do have the multi-tool. We know that she lost it. After Abraham left, I noticed that my multi-tool wasn't in my pocket. I searched all over the mortuary for it, but it was missing. After Abraham left. Isn't that interesting? Does this imply that Abraham took the multi-tool from her? Or that Augustine took the multi-tool from her? I suppose he could have gotten into the building while she was helping Abraham at the back. Let's ask Augustine
For most
some
of the
questions.
afternoon, I was walking through the graveyard, merely observing and admiring.
I'll contradict him, because this guy was resting on the bench. I don't quite know what you're asking. Really? I want to ask him about the viewer, but we know that the viewer was, or the ether scanner, was already on the ground. Wandered into the back area to meet with Isaac. I was surprised to find an open grave with someone inside. Arrived with Isaac from Mother Miriam's funeral. Isaac headed to the mortuary on a minor errand.
I arrived at the graveyard with Isaac for Mother Miriam's funeral. Isaac headed to
I
the
wonder if we
mortuary
can ask
on a
about
minor errand.
if we can ask about the bouquet then.
It's beautiful. Was it with Isaac? I asked him to fetch me a bouquet. Strange.
Yeah, strange that it wasn't to his specifications, apparently. So he was admiring the statue, which means that he wouldn't... Wait, corroboration. Yeah, no one else can corroborate that the bouquet... When I showed him the bouquet, he held it for a moment and then threw it on the floor. I suppose it wasn't to his master's tastes. Do I
Then
contradict
I passed
here?
through the graveyard
Yeah,
until
sure.
I saw the statue of Saint Walburga. What crafts?
No. You have to go back to the arrive for a funeral
Okay, sure.
and
I arrived at
contradict
the
there.
graveyard with Isaac for Mother Miriam's funeral.
No.
Do I ask?
Isaac headed to
the
the
show
mortuary
bouquet.
on
The
a
show
minor
bouquet?
errand.
No. I think it would be the bouquet itself, wouldn't it? Then again, he wouldn't know what Isaac had done.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think we can necessarily get corroboration on this particular part. Reading Isaac. I mean... Isaac headed to the mortuary for my... Oh, we can ask about this. No? Really? You can't corroborate that she had asked Isaac about things?
You could, did you ask him about it?
Oh, just the good she admits the truth.
I see, because she had lied about it originally.
Then I passed through the graveyard until I...
Oh, there we go.
I have no reason to doubt that she showed the bouquet. But I wonder why Isaac would leave the bouquet at the mortuary. I didn't think he feared my disapproval so much. Perhaps he was more sensitive than I knew.
Interesting. So,
For most
could
of
ask
the
him about
afternoon,
this. So she never set foot in the mortuary, searched outside. Still at the front fields. So yeah, we wouldn't be able to know about this. So really, it's just... We need to ask about the benches.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Just what he claims fascinating. That's what he claims fascinating.
I think the point is most of our doubt needs to already be pointed towards Nerissa. I mean, there's a very real possibility that Nerissa, like, we can just go accuse Nerissa right now.
You think we really can?
We have a time where she's outside, we have a tool, and we have a motive.
Mm-hmm. That's true, and I suppose everything
And
that Augustine
she
does,
might
we
give us
can't-
more evidence if she has a contradiction.
Actually, wait, did we ask him about the stroll?
I think we did.
I walked.
Maybe he was, I was elsewhere at the time.
I spent the remainder of the afternoon.
Shall
Can we
just-
contradict
let's-
it? Because he was there? No. I suppose we
I
can.
think the main point is just that it's not relevant.
Relevant to the
That
case.
maybe this is a contradiction, but
So you just want me to accuse
I mean,
Nerissa?
look at Nerissa.
I know. We've gotten...
She's a literal cannibal. There's a liver with nibble marks on it.
And we have nothing on Augustine. And Abraham, yes, he lied about digging the grave. There's still a conflict between their statements here. But it just
Oh.
means that she never brought him to the
The
exit.
one thing somebody's bringing up is you could try contradicting Stroll with the scanner.
Oh. We could try that just to
so
see what
click
he
on
was doing.
the Augustine dialogue shelf.
Oh, okay.
Oh. No, you actually have to be talking to somebody.
Not that I had to go all the way back to him.
Yeah,
but-
you could have just talked to Abraham and then warped.
For most of the afternoon, I was walking through the graveyard, merely observing and
Okay.
admiring.
Ah! Lies unmasked! During your so-called stroll, did you drop this by any chance? I found it placed in front of a gravestone. What were you doing with it? Right, that was his imager.
This has nothing to do with Isaac's death.
I shall be the judge of that. Tell me what you were doing.
I was using the scanner to recover a lost hymn for Abbot Gregory to use in tonight's Mass. The last record of it is etched upon one of these gravestones.
Oh, so he amended this part.
Okay, so this is probably... that's a lot. This is probably where the whole arrest on a bench thing we can use to contradict. Because now that we
Okay.
have much more specificity.
So,
including Observe Abraham.
Yeah.
There's literally a section in there.
admire statue. Let's go back to this
It
first.
took me a little while, but I found it. The grave of Sergius.
The grave of Sergius. How did you find the grave of Sergius? Are you certain it is the heretic's resting place? Ooh, the heretic.
I'm certain it's identifiable by a unique set of etchings on his gravestone. It takes a scholar's eye to discern its difference from other gravestones.
Ooh. Let's break through one of the barriers. Disappointment. What is he disappointed by? Found in St. Augustine's sanctum, Augustine is unimpressed by his apprentice Isaac's recent research, a mediocre effort for someone with such potential.
Isaac could have been an eminent scholar, if only he was more disciplined and rigorous in his thinking. I admit I sometimes felt he was wasting his gift. His death is even more of a waste, of course.